So I have really good news for you today. Really good news for you. Ready for the really good news? Very appropriate for the Feast of Pentecost. Very appropriate for the gospel today. Ready for this? All the doors now are unlocked. You can use every single door. And if that's not exciting enough, did you hear the big news this week? Mountain Dew has now put out a breakfast beverage called Rise. Very exciting. Can you imagine what would happen if I drank Mountain Dew ever? Can you imagine what would happen if I drank Mountain Dew the first thing in the day? Crazy, yes? So it's true, and there's a new commercial. Now, the commercial goes like this. And it involves LeBron James, don't grimace, and I'm not suggesting he's the same, but it's a good commercial. You with me on this? So the commercial starts with him in bed in a different city than Cleveland. And as the commercial starts, the alarm is going off. You know, whop, 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 right? And in his brain talk, he says, what would happen if I choose to snooze? Have you seen this? What would happen if I choose to snooze? And so they show a number of pictures. So they got him rolling over, they got him playing video games. I think at one point he's cutting the grass on a little riding mower, he's doing laundry, and I think he's taking salsa lessons. What would happen if I choose to snooze? So they show all these images, yes? Then it transitions and he says, but that's not who I am, I would add. That's not who he or we are called to be. Then the commercial goes on. He says, I choose to get up every day and push myself to be the best. He says, I choose to raise up communities and make sure every child has an education. He goes on to say, I choose to spend time with my family. Get the commercial? And in that commercial is just a really good question for us. What would happen if you choose to snooze? Answer? Not much, right? But you and I are called to something so much more. And on this Feast of Pentecost, you and I are called to be alive in. You and I are called to be filled with God's Spirit. You and I are called to go into the world and to renew the face of the earth. Now we can choose to snooze, and really what's going to happen? Or we can choose every day to open up our hearts to the Spirit. It is the Spirit that is calling us to go forth into the world. It is the Spirit that is calling each of us to a new and more abundant life. It is the Spirit of God that is calling us every single day to be alive in. Now we can choose to snooze, and really what's going to happen? Not much in our world, not much in our spiritual lives, and the world isn't really going to become a much better place. But on the Feast of Pentecost, the promise of the Spirit is ours. The Spirit that gives us strength for the journey. The Spirit that compels us. The Spirit that inspires us to be our best selves and to work together, all of us, as we hear. Having different gifts and talents, but all of us working together to build the better world. And every single day, you and I have a choice. We can choose to snooze, or we can choose to be alive in. And in making this choice, you will have a fuller life. You will have the help and the grace of God. Each of us will work together to build that better world for ourselves, for our community, and for all of God's people. And think about this for a moment, and again, especially given all the news of the last week or so. Everybody is sitting like, I can't wait just to get back to... Why would you want to go back? We only move in what direction? Which is it? Nobody can go back in time. We are called to go forward. And especially for us, we need to go forward in hope. We need to take what is best and build upon it to create better lives, stronger families, holier community, and a more loving world. And everybody's sitting here, and again, myself included, I got it, right? We're all trying to get back to, but you and I are called on this Feast of Pentecost to something so much more. To go forward in hope, to allow God's Spirit to lead us, guide us, compel us, to strengthen our faith, to build stronger families now and always, and to create a world that is more loving and peaceful. And for us, this Feast of Pentecost is really all about going forward in hope, filled with God's Spirit. And so we have a choice. We can choose to snooze, or we can choose to be alive in Christ. And if we make this choice every day, you will be stunned by what God's Spirit will do in your lives. We will be blessed by the impact in our community. And together, we can go forth and renew the face of the earth. We don't want to go back. We want to go. And every day you have a choice. When that alarm goes off, whatever type of alarm you use, in that moment, you can choose to snooze, or you can choose to be alive. Alive in